What's up, you guys? It's Brandi. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm coming on to bring you guys the tutorial that many of you guys have been asking for. This is going to be my individual crochet faux goddess lock tutorial. Now that is a mouthful. So for this style, I wanted to come on and just briefly talk about the hair and stuff like that and the technique that I used and all of that, and then we're going to jump into the tutorial. I posted some pictures on my Instagram a few weeks ago flaunting this type of style. It actually wasn't a goddess faux lock style, it was just faux locks because I wanted to try out a method. I've just been wanting to protect the style more and let my hair like take a rest. I ended up following a tutorial from Nicole here on YouTube. She has like a ton of methods of how you can actually put in individual crochet locks. I like this tutorial or this technique a lot better. I would definitely recommend this one. I ended up using a lot of different variations of colors for the locks and also for the goddess, like the Freetress here on the ends. I was just being extra. You guys don't have to do that. I'm going to leave all the details for all of the information for the hair and stuff like that I use in the description box below, as I always do. These are the Bobbi Boss brand faux locks. They are super light. They're actually like coils, and what you end up doing is putting your hair in the center of the coil, so it makes it very light compared to the traditional method of doing faux locks. For the Freetress part on these locks, I actually ended up using 3 different curl patterns for that as well. I told you guys I just like to be extra for no reason, but I like how it is where it's not all uniform and stuff like that. The ones that are blonde, I'll give you an example, like this piece right here. This is one of the more curlier pieces, and I believe this was the water wave. So I do like this texture a lot. Let me see if you guys can see it. So this is the water wave texture right here, and it's in a blonde color. Then another one that I have is this one right here. This is more of a number 4. I can't remember the actual name of this. And then I have this one here, which is a lot looser curl, and then the color is also a little bit different from how it looks here compared to what it says for the package. I do want to go ahead and tell you guys how I went about prepping my hair for this style, because it's so important when you're doing a protective style that you want to prep your hair properly so you can keep the style in for as long as possible and don't have any issues with it. So what I ended up doing was shampooing my hair really well, like about 2 days before I did the style. Deep conditioned it as well, and then I ended up letting it air dry in just 2 braids going back after I put a little bit of leave-in in my hair. Let that dry probably for a whole day, and then I came back and started doing the style. I always soak my hair in an apple cider vinegar and warm water mixture, so I just do like equal parts of each. Let the hair sit in it for about 15 minutes and then thoroughly rinse the apple cider vinegar mixture out. Let the hair air dry, and then it's good to go. So I ended up doing that more so just for the locks because they're the ones that are like really close to my scalp. I didn't get a chance to do it this time with the Freetress hair just because I had to hunt this hair down as well. So I didn't have time to do it and let it air dry and all of that. I feel like I have talked long enough in this intro. So if you guys want to see how I did these individual crochet goddess faux locks, then just keep on watching. I did film this tutorial part yesterday, but Lauren and my cousin were over here, so I was a little bit distracted. So I just felt like I didn't show enough of it, so I ended up taking 3 of them out in the front. So I'm going to show them to you guys on camera, and I'm also going to explain, like walk through it, doing a talk through here, because I feel like I can probably explain it better that way. So I am going to show you guys what it looks like with the goddess ends, and some of them I don't have like anything attached to the ends of my hair. So I'll let you guys see those 2 methods or those 2 different styles that I have going on in my head right now. So let's go ahead and get started. I ended up sectioning the back off. I didn't do like a specific sectioning. I just kind of like took pieces and braided them however big I wanted them to be, because you're really not going to be able to see the parts in the back anyway. The front is all that matters, and even up here I wasn't that neat. I just wanted to make sure that it was kind of like diamond shape where it looks full, so it's like patchwork or brickwork. I know a lot of people say when they do box braids and stuff like that, but mine are more like in a diamond shape. So we're gonna start with this piece here. This is about the size that I've been doing for most of the individual crochet faux locks. To moisturize my hair, I'm going to be using some of this Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie because it is moisturizing. It's going to keep my hair moisturized throughout the length of this protective style. I want to make sure you use something that's really moisturizing to your hair because it's going to be covered, but it's still going to be in this hair that's like synthetic hair, so it's going to still soak up some of the moisture in it. So I'm just using like a really small amount of it because I don't want my hair to be like super, I don't know, like super greasy. I'm also going to take a little bit of this Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Paste just to add that to my roots so it can be nice and smooth and, you know, start out as a neat style, even though as the time goes on it's going to end up getting frizzy, which I actually prefer and like. So I'm going to take this section and then start braiding it, just doing a regular braid. And I do it somewhat tightly because we are going to crochet the lock through it. So you want it to be as tight as you can, you know, stand it, but not too much strain on your hair. Okay, and then I'm going to just braid mine down about halfway. You can actually vary this depending on the length of your hair, how long you want the like curled piece for the goddess part of the lock to be when you have it through the actual faux lock. I've just seen that it's better for me if I braid my hair half of the way and then attach, you know, like the Freetress hair to this part of it before putting on the goddess lock. So we have that attached. For this particular one, I'm going to use the number 4 hair. So I'm going to take just a really small piece. So it's about that much, which is very see-through, but that's all you need. And I'm also going to take some of the Curl Enhancing Smoothie and run it along the strands of this because the hair can get really tangled, all of these, when you pull them apart. So if you do that, it'll kind of like activate the curl and also eliminate some of the frizz. And then I'm going to go in, split it in half. And this right here, this part, you can kind of do it any way you want to do it. Just, you want to make sure this hair is going to be attached to your hair. So it doesn't have to be like a fancy method or anything. This is just what I've been doing. And it's pretty much overlapping it over my hair. Then I'm splitting my own hair into 3 pieces where the piece in the middle actually has more hair than the 2 side pieces here. And then I overlap the one that's in the middle over one of the sides and then just start braiding it like a normal braid. And once I get closer to the bottom of it where my hair is almost done, then I end up splitting it into 2 different sections and then just twisting it. So that is the first step right here. So we have that hair attached to it. Now we're going to take one of our faux locs. Now I have 3 different styles and shades or colors for these faux locs as well. I have an M1B30, which is like a mixture of 1B, which is dark like brown, and then a 30, which is kind of like a light brown. That one is like the roughest texture. And I also have a T1B30, which I'm going to end up using for this one here. It's rather like in between. It's not super silky, but it's not as rough as the M1B30. And then I also have I think it's a number 4/33. I'm going to put all the information in the description box, like I said, below, because I can't remember all of the colors that I use. It's so many different ones. So that one is like the silkiest of the 3 faux locs that I have, which I'm not really sure why they all have like different feels to them, because they're all by Bobbi Boss. And they're all the same length and stuff like that, and they're all a mixture of different colors. So I'm not really sure, but I actually like that personally because like you have all different variations on your hair, so it's not super uniform. These are the pre-looped ones, so I'm not sure if you guys can see that it does have a loop in it for the crochet part. So we have the crochet needle here, which has like an open and close on it. So you want to just open it up before inserting it in and go to the base of your braid, slide it through to the other side. Then you want to get your lock, and at the opening of that lock you want to slide that, make sure it's all the way on the actual loop, close the loop up, slide it through, take it off, and open the loop up and we're gonna put the faux lock in your own hair that's braided through the loop. And then tighten it on there. Not super tight, just like making sure that it's on there rather snug. Then what we're gonna end up doing, because these faux locks actually have like a hollow center in them, it makes it really easy to do individual and to wrap it around your hair. So all you have to do, it is like a learning curve, I am gonna say that. When I first started doing it, I had no idea what I was doing and it was the hardest thing, but you have to like play with it a little bit and practice. As you guys can see, I'm pulling it apart right here and it's slowly coming undone, but it springs right back. So don't worry, it's not gonna ruin like the integrity of the curl that it has. So you open it up. What I'm gonna do is take my hair and then pull this faux lock over and pull it around. Then we're gonna open it up a little bit more, swoop it around and cover your hair. So I'm opening it up and then I'm gonna pull it around and cover the actual braid of my hair. Now I am overlapping it a little bit just because I have red hair, so I have to make sure like every part of my hair is gonna be covered with this faux lock. When I get most of the way down, it'll be like a little bit left on it. What I like to do, I just like let it do its own thing. I don't pull it all the way through to the end because I like the natural look of it, and I'm not about to sit here forever and do them all the way to the very end. Now the ends here, you can definitely vary it. I like to cut mine a little bit to like make them more tapered. This one actually is pretty tapered and it's not too thick, but it does have a little bit of extra like hanging on it, like a little knot. So I just take my scissors and cut it off. And definitely if you want to cut it and make it shorter, don't cut it straight across and make it blunt because that's going to look like not as natural as it could look. You definitely want to like kind of stagger it a little bit so you have a nice tapered end to it. So I'm going to show you guys it one more time, and with this one I'm actually not going to add any hair to the end of it, and I'm going to show you guys how I wrap it because it is a little bit trickier when you don't have any of that extra hair attached to your own hair, especially if your hair is a different color from the locks. You want to make sure it's like in there secure. Like I did before, I'm going to apply a little bit of my curl enhancing smoothie, mostly to the ends of the hair. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that Curls Blueberry Bliss and apply that to the base of this section. And then I'm going to go in and just do a regular braid. And for these where I'm not adding any hair to the end, I'm just going to braid it down as much as I feel like I need to, and then I'm going to start twisting it. Closer to the end where it's only a little bit of my hair left, and this is the trickier part that I found out because this is what ends up showing through the lock the most if it's not wrapped properly. So what I end up doing is still holding it, and I'm gonna overlap the hair. So I'm gonna essentially end up just wrapping it over itself, the lock right here, a good number of times until I feel like it's enough that when I release it, I can pull it down and it pulls past the ends of my hair and it kind of like nestles it in the middle of it. So I just keep doing that, and then I'm releasing my hair, and as I'm doing that, the lock or the overlap part of it is covering the rest of my hair. So you don't end up seeing any of my red hair through it. Okay, you guys, so for the very last step with these locks, I'm actually going to show you guys what I do in order to get the ends to look more like this instead of this curl. So we're gonna see if we can get these ends to look like these right here instead of these perfect curls. And what I do is actually use a blow dryer on high heat. And what we're gonna do is pretty much take the ends of these, they're curls of course, and I'm just gonna stretch it just slightly and turn my blow dryer on and hit it with some air, some hot air. And as you guys can see, it did loosen that curl up a good little bit. So how your curls on the ends end up like stretching is all about like judgment, really, how long you want to keep it. So it's kind of like you got to play with it a little bit. So do one, test it out, because it's also based on how hot your dryer gets as well and how long you keep it on there. So this is what the curl looks like here. What I'm going to do is pull that in just slightly and use my blow dryer. And I would say I leave my blow dryer on it for about like 5 seconds, going up and down it, and then it loosens it up a little bit just like so.